Well done. One place to start. You know you can hit them. 30 yards out, top corner. It's not bad, is it?
Yeah, finally I got to my position. And yeah, I didn't really think much if I have a chance to shoot. So I just take the chance and shot it, and finally hit it also good.
Look, I've got to ask, a few moments later, one to forget. Well, how did that go down at half-time with your manager and your teammates?
Yeah, sorry for the team again. I made it hard for us with an easy mistake, I would say. But yeah, football happens. We move on, and we take the next round.
In the end, job done. You set your stall out today with the intention, a strong team to win this competition. First step on the road today.
Of course. We wanted to show that we take it seriously. Anyways, anybody plays. I think we always take it seriously, but we showed again today that we need the whole squad. The new guys came in who didn't play maybe as much as the others, but again, they showed also quality. And we need everyone.
On those news guys, Florian Wirtz today gets his goal, gets his assist. Where is this squad at? How far from being the best version of Liverpool are you?
Wow, good question. I think we need a little bit more time together to get to know each other better. From the summer on, I think we developed a lot, and all the new guys settled in very well, I think. But you need to ask them first of all. I'm happy for Flo as well, for Hugo as well, and for all of the guys.
Well, 11 unbeaten, but good to get a win here at Anfield.
Of course. This was also for the fans. We move on.
Done, well done. All the best. Cheers.
The fans, well, they sort of cleared before the final whistle tonight. Once sort of the third goal went in for Liverpool, they started clearing Anfield fairly swiftly. Do we think they'll have been happy with the performance that they've seen from Liverpool tonight, Macca?
Probably not. Happy with the result, of course, like most people are, but I think the performance, they would have expected it to be more dominant, a bit more progressive in their play, a bit more creative. That's, that you're picking holes into them. They've won 4-1 and they're through to the next round. Yeah. But you still, as I said afterwards, if they're going to win this trophy, they're going to have to improve immeasurably. That performance is not good enough to lift the trophy when they play better opposition. They're going to have to play a lot better than that when they play Brighton here in a couple of weeks. But they got the right result and they've scored 4 at home. So you can't go overboard on it too much, on the criticism, sorry.
Yeah, there's one thing we do love to see, it's good goals. And we did see some of those tonight, starting with Dominik Szoboszlai.
Yeah, definitely. Outstanding finish, a great strike, something that we've seen him do earlier throughout the season. So that element wasn't surprised. But probably a little bit lack of creativity in the first half, and this was the moment of brilliance. And for me, come against the run of play. He picks up the ball and no one closed him down, and he spoke after the game that as soon as he's seen the goal, he was going to strike, and it's as clean as you're going to see.
You just don't stop those, do you?
No, it was a wonderful strike, and we've seen him hit the ball. I mean, this free kick against Arsenal, he has all kinds of movements on it, and there's only a certain type of player who can strike a ball like that. I certainly couldn't strike a ball like that. I don't know whether Joleon could, but he's a special talent who can do that. So it was nigh on unstoppable. And then when Frimpong scores to make it 2, you thought to yourself, right, relax now, let's make it 3, let's make it 4, and make it a nice, comfortable evening. And the Frimpong goal was a lovely goal. Again, creative, getting the ball wide into the Salah position as such, cuts in on his left foot. He wants to go right, but cuts in left this time, gets a shot away, immense power, goalkeeper no chance. 2-0 up, and you thought, like, relax. Let's get a load of confidence out of it. Let's rest players at half-time, if need be.
Definitely, this would have been the scoreline they would have anticipated. Yeah. Whether this is the way they wanted to score, who knows? But they would have anticipated being up 2 goals at half-time. But then to go in with a 1-goal lead from a slightly naive bit of play from Szoboszlai would be frustrating.
A slightly naive bit of play, is that what we're going with here?
Being polite.
Being polite, because at the end they're talking to Liam, he didn't exactly say why he made that decision as to what he did, but as you said, you didn't feel that he would do this if they were playing Arsenal.
I think as an ex-footballer, and me and Joleon are, of course, you just wonder how on earth that came into his mind. That is so alien to anybody playing football professionally at the highest level, to try and backheel it on the edge of his 6-yard box to a goalkeeper who's not expecting it, while you're getting closed down by Adam Phillips and you're going away from goal. He could have done anything, kicked it into the Kop, kicked it into the Kenny Dalglish stand, anything he wants. And he chose that. And that, for me, is the weirdest thing to comprehend. Fair play to Adam Phillips. Love the fact that he got a goal in front of the Kop. He worked hard, kept on travelling. He could have easily given on that Szoboszlai run, but he kept on going and he got his rewards. But I'm still incredibly confused in what was going through his mind at that particular time.
Yeah, and only he will know. And if we asked him direct questions, maybe answer it. But again, initially he's done ever so well, trapped the run, and now I'm seeing it. Is he trying to confuse Phillips by look like he's going to backheel it and drag it forward?
Maybe.
I think he's trying to scale
like a dummy.
Yeah, like a dummy. But again, there's just no need for it. There's never going to be a need to do that in the 6-yard box. And as I said, it's something that you may have seen in the academies, but professionally.
Even if he got it right, what was Mamardashvili going to do with it? He was on his heels. He didn't want it.
On his weak foot. So again, there wasn't enough pluses for that to happen.
Yeah.
2-1 at the minute. Then there is a penalty shout.
Yeah.
You both have different opinions, and I say you in terms of Ali McCoist and yourself.
I'm with Jolyon. Coisty and Darren Fletcher changed their minds because they thought first it was a foul with the feet.
Yeah.
And then if you see Szoboszlai's yellow boot, he kicks it there. And then they changed their mind to say it's a pull on the shirt. So the pull on the shirt for me is nothing. He's fallen over, he's off balance. The only question, did Szoboszlai kick the ball? And the answer was yeah. So it is not a penalty for me whatsoever. He's off balance there, clearly. Forget the pull of the shirt. He kicks the ball, Szoboszlai. Yeah. And no penalty, not at all for me.
Yeah, you have a stronger argument if you say he pushes him in the back. But again, there's not enough contact. There definitely touches the ball there. So initially, there was arguing or debating. I'd be very interested
to see what Conor Hourihane thinks. Yeah. I get the fact that he's angry. I get the fact that he's upset. But I think initially everybody thought...
He's kicked him.
He's kicked him. Clearly got the touch first, and then you'd say definite penalty. But I'm not giving a penalty for the pull of a shirt. No chance, I'm sorry.
Well, there's no VAR until the 5th round in the FA Cup, so...
I wouldn't have given that anyway.
Yeah, I don't think it's a clear and obvious error, regardless of what happened. So, yeah, I'm not surprised he didn't give it. And as a defender, I'm thinking that's
why I don't trust Fletcher or McCoy. That's why the pair of them are wearing glasses up there.
Magnifying glass out. Florian Wirtz, interesting from him tonight. What do you make of his performance? Because he scored a goal, but he also had a terrible miss just before that. Again,
similar to Szoboszlai, the technique he used was strange to me. This is a technique you use if you're high on confidence and you've scored numerous goals. So to actually attempt that, that is an outrageous attempt, considering he needs goals, he needs assists, he needs moment in front of the goal. And as I said, thankfully he did go on to score and get an assist, but it's a poor attempt.
I'm the same. I have no. He's an incredibly talented boy and he does things that other people can't do. But to go with the outside of your right foot when, if he went with his left foot, it's a certain goal, but the outside of his right foot, he's leaning back and it's almost, he's hitting on the half volley, so he couldn't control it. Where this, he knows exactly what he's doing. Gets it onto his right foot, opens the goal up, and he's whipping it into that far corner. Beautiful goal. Really, he should have finished with 2 assists, and everybody's saying what an incredible player he is. But you're almost focused on his miss and you think, at 2-1, why is he doing that? But in effect, it doesn't matter now, does it? He's trying something out and he'll probably won't do that again.
Arne Slot had to turn to the bench tonight and he did bring on the big guns, so to speak, didn't he, Jolene?
Well, he had to bring on players through injury as well. Some of them wasn't all down to performance, but yeah, he probably ended with more players than he would have anticipated to. But this, again, great break. These aren't the type of goals we would have considered Liverpool having to score. We probably higher up the pitch, more sustained attacks, more sustained pressure, but can't take nothing away from the ball, the run, the timing of it all, and the technique used in all elements here. So this is a fine, well-worked goal.
Yeah, that's just class, isn't it? You know, quick play, quick movement from Wirtz, in and out. First time ball on a plate to Ekitike, he doesn't have to break stride. That's lovely, that's exactly what we should see.
Good to see him back scoring front of goal, considering he's been out.
Yes, they've lacked creativity and Cody Gakpo's done well over the last couple of days, led the line on his own, But without Isak, without Ekitike and without Mo, it's told. So great to see them back. And the sooner we get Mo back, I know he's got Senegal in the semi-finals. We wish him all the best. But he's in really good form for Egypt. So the sooner they get bodies back up front, it'll help them out.
All right, well, let's hear the thoughts of Arne Slot, who's been speaking to Liam McDevitt.
Arne, job done, 4 goals. Were you happy with the level of performance you saw from your team tonight?
I was happy with the goals we scored. Were nice goals. But I think it was far too long a game that was tight, because 2-0 up, then giving a goal away like that made it difficult till 5-10 minutes before the end. Difficult in the sense of another one bad moment, and it could have been 2-2. So yeah, good goals, but again, not enough chances from all the ball possession we had.
Just had the Barnsley manager Connor in there. He said he felt like it was disrespectful from Szoboszlai there. It's a mistake, but what's your take on it?
What does he mean with disrespectful?
He said he didn't think he would do it in a Premier League game to try and backkill the ball like that. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on it and how you reacted at half-time.
I don't think you should do that in an FA Cup game or a League Cup game, or in a friendly game, or in a training session. So it's a weird choice. And I also have my opinion about it, but I prefer to keep that to myself and speak about that with Dom.
Positives, the goals you scored today and the nature of them. Florian Wirtz, he's really starting to click at the moment. You were happy with he came on and made such a good impact to your team?
Yeah, if you come in for half an hour, I think, and you have a goal and assist, and a few other good moments, then you can definitely say he brought something to the team, something creative, and that was what we in general need, but what we needed today as well.
Set your intention out with the squad today. This is a competition that you and your squad of players are going to take seriously, isn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely, but there was also no other choice, because I wasn't able to play 11 other players because I don't have. Yeah, then I have to take the under-21s or the 18 players. But you could see today that you have to respect this competition. You have to respect Barnsley, because even with large part of our starters, and in the end almost all our starters, they made it really difficult for us.
On injuries at the minute, Rio and Gomoa came off holding his hamstring. I know it's early, but is there any indication of whether that will be long term?
No, I think that's cramp. I hope that's cramp, and I expect it to be cramp as well, which is not so strange, because he hasn't made that many minutes this season, and today he made 70, 75, something like that. So that's good for him. And I think, without wanting to disrespect them, but the intensity levels in the Premier League are even higher. So that is a nice first stage for Rio to keep working really, really, really hard to be able to play 90 at this level.
Arne, well done. Take care.
He's certainly an honest manager, isn't he?
Very honest assessment. Yeah, very honest analysis there, and rightly so. Will keep the frustrations in house regarding Dominik Szoboszlai, but also the analysis about Rio in regards to playing 90 minutes, and we spoke about that before the game. We're excited by the talent, we can all see it, but it's a different prospect when you have to perform and have to make the right decisions for 90 minutes. The level of concentration that's needed will lead to elements in your body breaking down, like fatigue.
I think he saw the game like most people saw it. 2-0 up, they're really comfortable. The Dominik thing, he said, he's not happy with it. You can clearly see that, and Conor Hourihane wasn't happy with it at all. Lack of creativity, which he said until the final 5 to 10 minutes. Got the victory, but there'll be plenty to take from it and plenty to learn from the manager.
Well, we certainly want to hear what Conor Hourihane had to say about that, which we will do.
Perfectly clear. We want to get through. We don't want to be embarrassed by getting beat to a lower league opposition. We've done the job. And okay, you can say it could have been more emphatic. We made hard work of it, which I think we did do for large periods of the game. But we're through. We're through to the next round, and it's here again at Anfield against Brighton. That'll be a much tougher game in the next round. But also another thing, it keeps the momentum going. That's 11 games unbeaten, and you could argue how many of those games have we been incredible? Not many, but it's 11 games unbeaten, and it stopped the losing run. The lads are now building more confidence, more belief, and it sends a message to the opposition. We're 11 unbeaten. So Burnley at the weekend will be aware we're back on a good run.
Yeah, absolutely back on a good run in the end. But Liverpool here leading 4-1 and winning this game 4-1 in the tie. Sorry, Mel's was just distracted by a supporter trying to get his team sheet.
He wouldn't be able to read my handwriting. He'd be thinking, who scored the first goal?
Live TV for you, isn't it? But you know, as well, the other positive, Jeremy Frimpong again scoring his first goal at Anfield. What a screamer it was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, really pleased for him. He was playing at right fullback, but he's got that pace, hasn't he, to get forward. I actually thought he'd come outside because if you're a right footer, it's easy to go on your stronger side, but he cut inside, and maybe the defender wasn't expecting, the goalkeeper wasn't, because he never reacted. That the shot was past him before he could react, and it's good for him because you don't want to be relying on just one or two players. It's important the goals get spread around the team. And for Frimpong, who's back fit now, that's a real positive because of the bad news we had about Conor Bradley. Wish Conor Bradley all the best, but that might be a little run in the side for Frimpong, playing at right back now.
Oh, everyone's gone now, we can stretch out a bit. Bit tight in the gantry, isn't it? But, you know, job done for Liverpool, but that was such a mad way that game started, wasn't it? I mean, I thought that was in, that header. And then Obita put a cross at 0-0, just over when Mamardashvili wasn't really anywhere near that.
Yeah, it could have been very different had Barnsley got the opening goal and maybe they had something then to hold on to. It was a let-off and we weren't expecting that. Caught us cold, they should have probably scored, but they didn't, and ultimately for us, we put ourselves into a commanding position. We made it more difficult because of the goal they got back just before half-time. But then you turn to your bench and the players provided that quality when needed just to put the game to bed and make it a little bit more easy at the end.
What a wonderful finish that was by Florian Wirtz. I mean, a lot of former players have compared him to Peter Beardsley, and I used to have a season ticket. Show me age, and I thought who cares? But, yeah, so I watched every game Peter Beardsley played for Liverpool, and he was a magician. I loved him. I loved him and John Barnes. They were absolute magicians to watch. And that was a Beardsley finish, that, by Florian Wirtz in that famous number 7 jersey at the Kop end. A little Lekatike back heel, that was delightful, and what a goal that was.
I think we've got a special player there. You know, I do really believe that. There was a lot of noise about expectancy. He cost a lot of money, and why is he not getting a goal and assist every game? He's settling in. He's adjusting to a new country, a new league, new teammates as well, new expectation here at Anfield rather than at Leverkusen. And you just watch him. And there's certain players, you mentioned Peter Beardsley there, you just want to watch. And for me, I look at Wirtz and I think, I really enjoy watching him. He can go inside, he can go outside, he always wants the ball, he works his absolute socks off every single game, he'll cover the distance. And you always think there's a match-winning moment in a player like that. Now, he scored a goal and got an assist today, and it's just took the game away from Barnsley. But you think, if we're going to win things, and we certainly hope to this season, this competition, Champions League, the leagues in future years, he can be a player, Steve.
Here we go, as people coming past us. Live TV, folks. There's no room in the gantry. There you go.
I was just building.
You go past, it's all right.
I was just building up to be a big moment about Wirtz.
I know.
And they distracted me.
I know.
But anyway, I'm saying that he's a player who can be the match winner and the difference in big games, because I think he's that player. I believe that he can be the best player in the Premier League by playing for Liverpool.
They're probably Man U fans then. Probably gutted.
Hey, they're out of the FA Cup.
Yeah. But a good night for Liverpool in the end. It could have been difficult. You always expect different things to happen in these FA Cup ties, don't you? And we got the job done in the end, and I do firmly believe the return of Ekatike, it was electric out there, a brilliant goal, a brilliant assist. His link-up play with Florian Wirtz really gives us positives for the future, and we're going to need them too, the link-up against Burnley. I mean, Scott Parker normally plays a back four, but you would imagine he will probably come to Anfield on Saturday and play similar to what other teams have done here.
Yeah, I have to say, I think that's a big boost to see Ekatike back. I wasn't sure about his injury. Missed a couple of games, obviously a big one at Arsenal. You're thinking, when's he back? Probably wasn't expected to be out there tonight, but a bit of game time, he gets himself a goal and an assist. And now you're looking at Burnley thinking, yeah, we may well need him to be the difference at the weekend, but not just Burnley. Look at the fixtures coming up in this month. You've got Burnley, you've got Marseille, you've got Bournemouth. That's a tough away game, but I think Salah will be back for that. He will be back for that one. The other Karabakh here at Newcastle, there's some big games left this month, and you need your top players performing.
we need them fit as well, don't we?
Need them fit.
I mean, young Rio went off with a little knock. We hope that's not serious. He looked to be holding his hamstring area, but as I say, the positive one, he didn't go down the tunnel area, so maybe it was just a little bit of cramp more than anything. That's what I think, because if it had been anything more serious, I think he would have gone down the dugout there. What did you make of Rio again tonight? We said in commentary, Mels, there's like a high expectancy about Rio. You know, there's been frustrations I've read online and Liverpool fans and not happy that Rio hasn't been given much game time in these big Premier League games, but you've got to remember he's only 17. He's not quite there physically yet.
No.
That will come, and I was talking to you off air about this, and you were thinking, in your opinion, it's massive for him just to be part of the first team setup at this moment in time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a lot to like about him. There's a lot of excitement, and even when he gets the ball, you can sense inside the stadium, and that's unusual. That's unusual to have that sort of ability for somebody so young at 17. I think at that age, or maybe certainly in a year's time, you start thinking about loan moves, but he's that good at so young. His development is actually every day in the training ground, being around the standards of your Virgil van Dijks, your Andy Robertsons, your Mo Salahs, your Szoboszlai. These players have won the Premier League. These are the standards that are needed if you are going to have a future at Liverpool Football Club. He can go to any club he wants on loan in the Championship, but they don't have the same standards about what is expected at Liverpool Football Club. And yes, his game time might have been limited, but if you look at his game time, he's still been involved in that dressing room. He's still been learning all the time, developing, and that's what you want. And so when he gets these little bits of game time, he shows little glimpses here and there. One of the balls in the second half, Steve, it was just brilliant. He put the ball into the 6-yard box, and you're thinking, if Ekitike's there, if an Isak's there, that's a simple header from close range. So he's still so young, but there's a lot to like it.
And a quick word on Adam Phillips and Barnsley. We like Adam Phillips. I mean, Barnsley gave a really good account of themselves tonight, and if they play like that, they won't be going down.
No, I think they'll be closer to the playoff positions. Obviously, this game has been out for a while, so they've had the mind on that, looking forward to it. They're in a bit of a sticky run in the league at the moment, but I'm sure they'll take positives from it. They defended really well, and they had moments. They hit the post, they had moments, didn't take them. And if they take that into the League One performances, I'm sure they'll start climbing the table.
Enjoyed as always with you, Mel. Ekitike back, we're buzzing with that one. Well, it was a mad night, wasn't it? We could have gone 1-0 down after 27 seconds at the Kop end, but that's the beauty of the magic of the FA Cup. We go back down pitch side now, the king of Kirby, Phil Thompson, with Jay Spearing, as Sir Kenny used to call him, still does, by the way. And so on a weekend when United and Everton both went out the Cup, Liverpool got the job done. It finished Liverpool 4, Barnsley 1. Becky, it's all.
Back to the final part of tonight's transfer show. We're going to talk Mohamed Salah. Let's not forget, when he left to go to the Africa Cup of Nations, Mark, there was hell to pay. He's soon coming back, but is he coming back to leave?
Ultimately, Liverpool, I think if Liverpool had signed Antoine Semenyo, then that would have been the biggest indicator that Mo Salah was headed out of Anfield over the course of this January transfer window. The fact that they didn't sign Semenyo, they haven't signed a winger, would suggest that he is going to be there until the summer. There are very few destinations in the world that could afford Mo Salah's wages. Saudi Arabia, maybe Real Madrid. There's very few options. But of course, he has a contract until the summer of 2027 at Liverpool. So therefore, you have to do a deal with Liverpool before you can do a deal with Mo Salah. And I think that's where the problem lies ultimately, because Liverpool are going to have to try and replace someone who they budgeted to have at the football club for 2 years. And they had to try and find a replacement. And to find a replacement like him is almost impossible. He's been sensational.
Wasn't in great form before he went. That was part of the problem, though.
Part of the problem, yes. But I think my understanding was part of the problem was his defensive responsibilities. He wants to score goals and set goals up and be in the final third. He's never really had to spend much of his career worrying about tracking fullbacks and doing the defensive side of the game. And in the moment where Liverpool was struggling, they needed to be perhaps a little bit more resolute defensively before they could allow players to just go and express themselves in the final third of the pitch. So therefore, I think that's where the problem lied between Arne Slot and Mo Salah. Have to remember he came back, he said what he said publicly in the mix zone, missed a couple of games, a lot of media activity for a week or so. He ended up coming back for that final game before he went off for AFCON. So as far as Liverpool are concerned, business as usual. He's made up, he's got on with it, he's been in the squad, he's been involved, and as far as we're concerned, he has a contract for this season and next season. But just needs one offer from somewhere like Saudi Arabia and the whole dynamic changes.
Why do you say that he would have left Liverpool if they'd signed Semenyo?
I don't think...
Why didn't they get Semenyo?
I don't definitely think he would have left, but I think the chances of him leaving were far greater if they had a replacement in. Because they don't have very many right wingers. Szoboszlai has been playing there, but he's also filled in at right back. We know that Conor Bradley is out for the majority of the season as well. So down that right-hand side, they're actually quite short. So to let Mo Salah go, a hugely experienced Premier League player, would be almost a really silly move for Liverpool, and they're not really a club that makes silly moves. Why didn't they get Antoine Semenyo? I don't know, is the ultimate answer. We know that they like the player. We know that Richard Hughes signed the player. We know that there was a link between Liverpool and Antoine Semenyo. Ultimately, Manchester City did the deal for £64 million. They offered Antoine Semenyo what he was happy to play for. I think maybe in another world he could have ended up at Liverpool. But as you know, in football and transfers, things can change at the last minute. And for whatever reason, they decided that wasn't the right move for them at that time.